going to be live.
And you'll kick things off, Marcel?
No, everything's okay right now. You can start your presentation there as you want.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that now.
Well, I'd like to say, everyone, thank you to having me here. And Jerry Janda is present here to introduce the SAP community and influencer program. Please, Jerry, go on.
Thank you, Marcel, and thank you everybody for joining today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. It's going to be a great week of content around the topic of intelligent RPA. My name is Jerry Janda. I'm with the SAP Community and Influencers team, and I focus on the influencer side of the house. For those unfamiliar with that, the influencers are the SAP mentors and the SAP champions. And I just wanted to take a couple minutes at the start, at the kickoff here, to talk about the champions, because it's because of champions that we have this wonderful online track happening this week. I'm speaking specifically about Fausto and Marcel. You can see Marcel. Oh, Marcel went off camera, but he was sporting an SAP champion shirt for a moment there. But for those who may not know what the SAP champions are, we consider them sort of the role models within SAP community. So they're the ones out there helping move things along for the community, sharing content, sharing encouragement, and of course organizing wonderful events like this one. So if you can see my slide here, I put in the links to Marcel's profile page and Fausto's profile page. If you're in the community, I highly encourage you to check them out if you don't know them already. I'm sure that you do, but if you don't, you might want to follow them on the community. If you look at where I have Spotlight Interview here, if you go to the community and you go to the menu along the top, programs, and then select Spotlight Interview, you'll also see a nice little interview I did with Marcel around the stuff he's doing with the Champions program. So just in addition to that, the community is a wonderful resource. All of these gentlemen are involved there around the topic of intelligent RPA. You can see from the image I have here, this is actually the intelligent RPA topic page. I did throw a link in there, but you can get to it simply by selecting topics from the menu along the top and then going into the intelligent RPA area. We have questions and answers around the topic of intelligent RPA. We have blog posts. I know these guys have written blog posts around this topic. So there's certainly going to be a lot of great content this week. And I really am grateful for champions like Fausto, like Marcel, making wonderful events like this happen. I'm just really happy that I can be part of it. And I want everybody to have a great educational week. And with that, I'm going to hand things back over to Fausto. Thanks again.
Hello, thank you so much. Only in order to check, Marcel, the audio is working properly?
Yes, Fausto, that's okay.
Okay, thank you. Well, before start, I have some slides to show. It's very important to reinforce the message that we are really glad and happy with the success of this online event. We strongly believe that you have a great event full of knowledge and technology to show and to share to everybody, okay? Talking a little about Online Track. Online Track is a community event when our main objective is share knowledge, reinforce the community aspects. And since the last year, based on the lockdowns and the COVID new reality, we are incentivate and organizing some online events because of course we need to continue with the community message. We need to continue with the community aspects. This is important for everybody, and we find in online events a good way to do this. And if anyone desire to organize your own event, please take a look on the wiki page on the community.sap.com, and there is some information that you can follow step by step to organize your own event, okay? Another point, what is our main motivation to organize this entire week to talk about intelligent robotic process automation? It's because we strongly believe that anytime that we're talking about intelligent and autonomous company, that is the future, is the way that we are looking for, we need to have in the core aspect the intelligent robotic process automation, because this is the engine that will push us on the autonomous and intelligent enterprise direction. And especially when you look for SAP solution, we will see a product that is really close than zero code, near zero code. This means that the business and the users can create your own robots easy and quickly, and this is one point that we will show during this week. And another point, we are talking about a solution that have a huge quantity of ready-to-use robots, and plus it's a solution that is fully integrated with SAP landscape and with others SAP solution. This is a tool that we must to incentivize the users to use. We must to spread the message that here is, if not the most, but one really important tool and really important solution that we need to know and we need to push to be used in our projects. Is really powerful, is incredible. Not only in the technology perspective, but in the business perspective too, because it's really simple to use. Before finish, we kindly ask to everybody follow the code of conduct for this online event. Follow the same way that we must do in offline event. Okay, take care with the words, take care with the camera, in order to guarantee that we will have a appropriate workplace to change content and to share knowledge. This week is fully of a good speakers. Okay, today we'll start with Ludwig. Ludwig is our friend that help us in all online events. He came always with good contents and with good presentations, and well, we strongly believe that this will be one more that he will support us. Okay, and in the next days we will have another great speakers such as Peter Angel, Hannibal Freitas, Priya, Satya Narishman, that will continue with this roadmap that we will follow to guarantee that everybody will finish this week know much more about SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation. Okay, thank you. Have a great event for everybody. We are really glad and happy with the quantity of participants that we receive for this event. And if someone desires to write something in the social network, please use the hashtag IRPA 2021 in order to guarantee that everybody will follow the message. Okay, thank you. And now I will finish and ask to please start the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Fausto, for your words, your recommendations. Please, Ludwig.
Yeah, thank you, Marcel, Jerry, and Faisal for a great kickoff. So hopefully, so is my screen visible? I think so. Okay, fine. So everyone, warm welcome to SAP Intelligent RPA online track, and it's a first of its kind. So And so without any further delay, let's get started the session. So today we are going to talk about what is robotic process automation, and we'll understand what are the advantages or how the business can gain these functionalities and all we'll understand. So before that, so just a quick overview about me. So myself is Ritvik Chaudhary, and I'm working as an SME in S4HANA Logistics at JK Tech, and I'm based out of India, and I'm completed my Bachelor of Technology in Mechatronics. And my hobbies are photography and writing and traveling blogs. So if you see, just a quick overview about the JK Tech. So we are having almost like 25 global fortune clients in our portfolio, and almost with 12 countries we are serving from our 4 global centers, and with over 1,300 plus employees and over 25 plus years of excellence. So when we talk about specifically in terms of SAP, what we have accomplished JK Tech is almost like we are having 350 plus dedicated SAP consultants from various portfolios. And also we have completed almost like 50 plus SAP end-to-end engagements. And also one of the great achievement is we have already completed 10 plus.
Opa, como vai? Tudo bem, Andrés? Desculpa meu atraso. Eu tive agora.
Fazil, I think you are on. Okay, thank you. So almost we have completed 10 plus S4HANA Greenfield implementation end-to-end, and almost 3 are in the pipeline to go live activities. So just this is a quick overview about JK Tech. So let's see what is the agenda for today. So first we will understand what is RPA exactly and some of the myths on RPA. So if RPA comes, what is going to happen? So whether the jobs are in the risk, or whether IT is not at all required in order to run the business. So like the type of some of the myths are around RPA are available. So that we will clear it off. And some of the tools which we are using in SAP Intelligent RPA, we will understand what are all the tools or components which with the help of what technology we can complete the RPA and all we can understand. And some of the business values and SAP business values if we are using SAP Intelligent RPA, what are all the business advantages the business is going to gain, we'll see. And along with that, some of the demo videos where we have built RPA bots in order to make the business functionality smooth. That small demo videos also I will be presenting. And just to give a quick overview, so we are having a very great sessions coming up from April 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and also from industry leaders. We are having almost different topics, like Peter is going to talk about SAP Intelligent RPA 2.0, and other next day we are having Annabelle who is going to speak about hyper automation with RPA, and Priya is going to talk about how to prepare business data for an automation. And last we are having Satya Narasimhan who is going to talk about procurement process automation by using RPA, Ariba and RPA. So great sessions are there. So don't miss this opportunities, because you will not get this type of great knowledge sharing from business leaders and all the things. So now let's quickly see. So what is robotic process automation? So in short, we'll be calling RPA. So what is this RPA and what is all about this if you want to understand? So just a quick to tell you. So we are now in the 21st century. So if we compare the previous 20th century, so previously in 20th century, the products are getting manufactured and the automation is happening in the production line. So where physical robots are working with the humans. So now if we see in the 21st century, so now we are manufacturing service, and the automation is getting happened in the service, where previously it is happening in the production factory, but here it is having in the service center. So now humans are co-working with the software robots. So there we are working with physical robots. So now we are dealing with the software robots. So that is the evaluation, or that is the advance where we have reached with the RPA, means robotic process. And if we see exactly, so what is RPA and all? So RPA is a functionality which will be working along with the AI and machine learning technologies. So it will be using AI and machine learning technology. So it is not simply like you tell the system to run this particular activity, so record the screen and then do the tedious jobs. It's not like that. It will use the technology of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So both together, these two technologies will be used, and we will automate the business process, and we will streamline, we will help the business to make their business values and all we can do. So it is not just simply creating some bots with the help of creating some of the activities, tedious jobs. It's not like that. So we will be using AI and machine learning technology. So both together we will be seeing. So coming to the one, so robotic process automation, which will help you to accelerate the digital transformation, and also business process, which will help you to remove the and also help you to do the automatic tedious jobs, and all those things will have you, and which will give no value added to the user, because the user is there who is doing, for example, let's say for example, who is a person who is doing all the purchase orders entry in the system. So it is not going to give any added value to his career or something. So what happens? So RPA will help you to remove the bot out of the human. So there are two types of RPA. So okay, so if you see, there are two types. So one is attended bot and one is unattended. So if you see attended bot, so it is a process. So all the automation process is happening, right? So end-to-end process. So if you take example, order to cash process there. So from sales order creation to delivery, goods issue against the delivery, all these things are there. So we will not make end-to-end process automation. So at certain particular activity only we will do the automation. So not entire business process. So certain activity we will be doing the certain step we will do the process automation. That is partially we will do the automation, and robots will be working with the humans together. So robots and humans will work together, and this can be attended mode is also can be called as RDA. So that is robotic desktop automation, right? So once we see the next one, that is unattended mode. So here what happens, end-to-end business process is getting automated. So full, so from point A to point last point, it is getting fully automated. So robots will work autonomously. So no human intervention is required. So end-to-end activity will be taken care by the robots, and humans will just do the supervision. So after all, if it is a robot also, we need to have some supervision to the bots. So whether they are performing as per the requirement or any issues are there, and everything will be there taken care. So human supervision is required. That is just a quick understanding about RPA. So now we'll see what are the myths around RPA. So with this, what happened around this myths, there are a lot of buzz happening. Let's say like some of the facts, like is RPA really about the process, or whether RPA and AI technology will replace the human tasks, human job, or RPA is only about cost reduction, nothing else can be gained. So RPA is all hype, so it won't last forever. So like that, we are having some of the myths around this. So if you see one by one, so one of the myth is like, is RPA really about the process? So once we see, RPA is not really about the process. So it's all about semantics. So, but when we focus on what is really done in RPA, so we notice that tasks are automated, but not necessarily all processes. The robots which will handle the tedious tasks only, so not end-to-end processes, no need to be automated. So only just a few of the tasks which is happening manually, which are having tedious jobs in different sales or business lines. So like sales, purchase, logistics, and finance. So which is happening repetitive and things. So those activities will be only automated. And if you see now, if we once we step back and if we see what exactly is happening is, so we can consider that all these examples of automation will take place in different line of business, and because they are traditionally organized and they are not really allowed for the global changes or all those things. So, and also that is less customer centric, and also which will manage you to help upward or downward, and also go in a very visible way, and also to duplicate work, repetitive works, and all those things can be reduced. And if you see the second myth, that is RPA and AI will replace the humans. So exactly, if you see RPA and AI will replace the humans or what, if you see, so it is not like RPA will replace the RPA will replace the human. So there are two factors. So if we see in terms of personal point of view, so if you see in personal point of view, what happens? So we are very fascinated about this robots and all those things. So robots are taking place and doing all the end-to-end business process and all. So it will be very beneficial and very to work with this type of advanced functionalities and all. It will be very fascinated. So because so people will see, okay, so bot one software is running automatically end to end, the screens are changing automatically, the data is filling automatically. So if you see in personal point of view, it will be very interesting. But once you come into the professional point of view, once you think in professional point of view, the users, or we can say end users or business users, what they will or fear is about, their fear about their jobs, because it is making all our activities what we are performing, it is taking control of it, and what will happen to our job. So that is one of the scare or fear they are having. And also due to this, they are rejecting the evaluation which they can't control. So they can't control the system means they will reject. And also working with robots is a little bit of a challenge. So that is the opinion or assumption what people are having around it. But if you see, so RPA will take only the repetitive human task. So it will not take entire functionality what you are doing. So it will take only the repetitive human task. And what happens, so once the repeated tedious job what you are doing is robot is taking care about it, so then you can focus on the business areas, and you can give a little bit value added to the business. So instead of doing morning to evening only doing the purchase order entry or goods receipt entry you are doing, so instead of that you can focus a little bit time on your business and do some of the front office activities, or even the back office in the production activities and all you can involve, and you can take more of the action. So in order to say single conclusion is RPA only takes the robots out of humans. So RPA will take only the robots out of humans. So that is the only thing it is going to take. And next, so RPA is only about cost reduction. Yeah, it is little bit correct. So RPA is only about cost reduction, but also it will help you to gain the business value. So what happened? So once you are focused your job or the process time. So if your process time is happening very less, so before your humans are performing any end-to-end operation in system is if it is taking 10 minutes, so now what happens, within the bot can complete the process less than 10 minutes, and time can be saved. So in that way the cost can be reduced in terms of administrative tasks. And also if you see actual benefits what we are going to get apart from cost reduction is, so users can focus on high value tasks, and also motivate the production. So they can get motivated and they can focus on the production activities, and they can increase the production rate, and all those things can be done. And also it is concern reports and periodic reports can be developed. So it is not only about the cost reduction. So RPA is also help you to bring the value to the business. So it is also a cost reduction and bring value to the business. So not only cost reduction, it also brings values to the business. So if you see whether RPA is all hype and won't last for long. So it is not exactly true, because it is existing RPA functionality or RPA terminology which it is there from past 15 years, and it has been highlighted 3 years ago only, but it is there in the market from last 15 years onwards. It is there, and it is because if you see the main contribution or major aspects, so most of the IT companies are seeing RPA is as one of the asset, because by using RPA only they can gain more production functionalities they can do, and they can focus their human capacity somewhere else to increase the production activities, not just to do this tedious job. And also by using, so users already have very positive experience on this bot. So not like it is a very challenge to work with along with the bots. It is not like that. So RPA will help very positive environment has been created RPA across any business. So not only specific. So some people will say, okay, RPA is only suitable where we are having manufacturing sector. So nothing like that. So RPA is suitable for all line of businesses, from oil and gas, healthcare, retail, consumable, everything. So it brings values to any industry. So not any specific industry, nothing like that. So it's like, so customers, and also increase in efficiency. So it will reinforce by the intelligent technologies, and also customers having a positively distributed among these RPA technologies and all the functionalities. So RPA is not going to sunset or not going to have any misassumptions. So it is going to last for years, or even we can say it can going to last for decades, at least till next technology comes. So RPA can be implemented without IT. So people will say, okay, IT involvement is not at all required. It is waste of time. So just we can do the screen recording. So if just I can give a small example like LSNW. So people will be thinking, okay, so like just we will record the screen. So in this particular screen, what data to be entered, in next field, what data to be entered, like that. I will record the screen, and once the recording is completed, then the bot is going to take care about my business process. So like that, we are having some of the assumptions, but not like that. So you should be a little bit aware that. So even though you are having like that, so you should deploy the software. So software deployment requires IT help, and also all the tasks need to be automated with the project experts. So not like simply you can record the screen. So even the business and IT involvement is very much required. So because the business will help you to record the screens, and IT will help you to deploy the software. And also without IT, it will be like a simple shadow of IT only. So if you see, so business and IT will be working together. So not like IT is not, involvement of IT is not required. So nothing like that. So both business and IT will be working together in order to deploy the RPA functionalities. So RPA is just a super macros and already exists. So people will be saying, okay, RPA functionality, what we are doing is already available with the Excel macros by using VBA in Excel functionalities and all, and batch programs can be delivered with human interactions. Yeah, so apart, so it is more than super macros. Why? Because it is having the ability to handle different kind of technologies. So previously you cannot work. So here you can interact with different type of technologies from legacy to web system. So anywhere you can use, and also perform the tasks without any APIs. So it will work without any application platforms and all. So by using UI technology, it will work on any platform. And also, if you see, it will have the it can work with a huge volume of data or less volume. So it is not like volume of data. Whatever the volume of the data you are dealing with, it can control and it can distribute the jobs and all. So it is not just an macro. It is more than macros, super macros. So the RPA is more than a super macros. So last one, RPA doesn't require any programming skills. So that is not really thing. So because being an automation, people will think, okay, studio is there. So most of the tasks will be available in the studio only. So we can run by using standard functionalities which SAP has delivered and all, people will be thinking. But the thing is, when you are having many complex scenarios or any dependencies are there, then you should have Java functional Java coding technology also to be required. So because which is not suitable, or it is not addressing your business requirement, means then the Java coding and all the things are required. So it is like, so business sustainability automation requires development skills. So almost from the beginning. So you should have the knowledge, programming knowledge skills from the beginning of the deployment starting onwards, you should be having. So those are some of the myths around RPA and all the assumptions what people are having. So now if we see exactly where we can use the RPA. So now we understand like what is RPA and what are the types of bots we can deploy and what are the myths around RPA we have understood. So now if you see at which point the RPA deployment will be helpful. So if you see where you are having manual tasks or manual effort is getting more and the repetitive or tedious jobs are there. So there we can use the RPA. And if you are dealing with the high volume of data, so then you can go ahead with RPA deployment in that particular area. Or if you are having multiple system integration, so more systems are there for integration. So there also you can deploy RPA. And if you want to work around with the native integrations like Ariba, Cloud, Fitchglass, and all those things also, you can use the RPA functionality over there. So if you just in that case, so now what you will be saying that, okay, so in this scenario, okay, we have understood like, okay, in this particular scenarios, the RPA can be deployed. So now what are the tools we'll be using for RPA integration? So the tools which will be used in SAP Intelligent RPA is, so just first we will create. So by using design and authorizing, we will create what the functionality is. Like we will capture, we will do the things and all in the create stage. Once it is created, the bot is created, then we will run. So we are having two types of bots, right? So one is attended bot and one is unattended. So once both the bots are created and they are deployed and they are running, so even you should have the control. So means you need to monitor, and the maintenance is also required. So not like that it is deployed and it has been delivered. Not like that. You should even monitor, and you have to do the maintenance activities, maintenance things for the bots what you have deployed and what you have created. So just if you want to see the cloud solution, which can include on-premise tools like Digital Core, SAP Digital Core, and C4HANA, SuccessFactors, Ariba, Concur, Fitchglass. So all these intelligent tools can be used with the help of RPA, and any other third-party tools or even non-SAP systems, legacy applications, and all the things we can see. So capture. So we will capture what activities has to be performed, and then we will design what functionalities need to be done. We will be designing over there, and then we will run the application and we will control. So this is the pattern, or this is the functionality of how the RPA will be working. So if you see the cloud, so these are the three components if you see. So one is desktop agent, and the other is desktop studio and cloud factory. So if you see in the process automation, so we will be integrating integrated deployment environment will be there, and we will analyze the process. So what process has to be developed and what process has to be automated, we will analyze, and then the project will design the specific scenarios what you have decided in the RPA has to be deployed in that particular process. You will be specifications will be done and it will be tested. So once it is done, then you will be doing for the user interface design. So once the process automation has been done, then we will execute the process automation. So once we are executing the process automation, means it's like an hierarchy. So you will you will be having an hierarchy, and you will assign all the created tasks to the UI, and then you will do the registration. So once it is completed, and the final one is in the cloud factory. So what activities you have performed in desktop studio and what activities you have performed in desktop agent, so both will be used in the cloud factory to monitor and to orchestrate what you have done. So which will help you to manage the hierarchies and also manage the environment which you have done and configure the distributions what you have created. And also you can give what configurations and distribution packages from the desktop studio and desktop agent are there. So you can view it and you can monitor those things. So these are the three components which are used in the RPA, SAP Intelligent RPA technology. So just to see, these are just a quick like overview. So from SKD work interface, or we can say framework, we will be having the resources. So from there we will use those SKD frameworks and project resources we will be using. in the desktop studio. So what has been developed in the desktop studio, so those things will be sent in the form of Cloud Factory. So from Cloud Factory, it will be monitored and the job will be delivered in the Cloud Factory and all those things. So along with this SAP tools, we are having some other applications, or we can say other softwares where we can use, we can develop the bots. So previously what we have discussed, those three components, right? So desktop studio, desktop agent, and Cloud Factory. Apart from that, those functionalities belongs to SAP tools. So if we are seeing apart from SAP, we are having other softwares where we can develop the bots by using like Automation Anywhere, UiPath, and Blue Prism. So we are having WorkFusion, so Pega, and even Redwood. So these are the major softwares where we can use and we can develop the bots. So what happens? So if you are using SAP RPA, then you will be charged for the direct licensing. So the licensing, you may say, okay, so SAP RPA functionality is there, and even RPA, which is automation with SAP, is also there. So what is the difference? So if you're using SAP RPA tools and bots, means you will be having direct license. And if you're using these third-party applications like Automation Anywhere, UiPath, Redwood, Pega, means you will be having an indirect license. So both the SAP will be charging for both you will be having the license. So even you have developed with other applications also, the SAP will be charging that concept called indirect license. Okay. And now, if we see what are the business values, or what are the transformation journey or intelligent enterprise, what we are getting with the help of business values with the help of SAP Intelligent RPA is. So if you can see, there are 4 evolution. So what, from 1960s to 1980s, we are having industrial automation, and from 90s to 2000s, we are having a business process automation, and from 2000s to 2010, we are having digital transformation, and now we are in 2010 to 20s, that is intelligent enterprise. So if you see the automation, repetitive tasks, and human high value tasks, if you see, so eventually every year by year, the process what is getting automation is getting increased. So you can see in 1960s where is the automation percentage, and now in 2020s at what level the automation is happening, and what is the human task, so means repetitive task, how much percentage is there, and by the 2010s and 20s how much it is getting. So every year by year, the industrialization is happening to intelligent enterprise. So now we are in intelligent enterprise era. So that's the reason RPA will help you to gain more values in the terms of business perspective. So at JKT, we have automated some of the major clients. If you see, so one of the largest FMCG company, we have done some of the automation process in terms of sales reporting and order to cash, so account receivables, order management, bank book reconciliation. So like this, and also when we talk about inventory management, so even at inventory management level and even master data management level also, we have made some of the automations which will help you to extend. So for example, the demo video is there, so at that time I can show you exactly how we have automated by using RPA functionalities and all we can see. So you can see at each FMCG sector also we had done, an electrical manufacturing company, so and also steel industry related, and also for the most of the pharmaceutical industries. So as I mentioned right earlier, so RPA is not only for certain type of industries, so RPA is there for all type of industries we are there. And at JK Tech, we have developed for all the different line of businesses, and also for every industry we had best solutions, RPA bots we have deployed. And if you see, so some of the use cases, so if you see due to the COVID, the healthcare sector, that is in the healthcare sector, there is a huge rise in the aspects like 70% of the wait time or delay in the test results are happening. and also 60 to 70% increase in the medical equipment, and also 40 to 60% increase in the manufacturing for the medical needs, for the global needs due to the pandemic, and also 90%. This is a major fact. So what happens? So now most of the insurance company do not have the ability to adequate to the claims due to the COVID claims. So now, because most of the insurance companies didn't face this type of situation in there, I think anywhere nearby. So now what happened? So by addressing this type of challenges, so where the healthcare sector or insurance companies are facing, so we can have some of the best simple use cases are like common RPA use cases for healthcare industries, like so simplifying the patient appointment scheduling, so we can do the RPA usability over there, and also speeding up the account settlement. So account settlement will be taking a lot of time due to the huge volume of pending insurance claims and all. So we can speed up the account settlements by using the RPA, and also the settlement streamlining the discharge instructions and effective management of claims. So all these aspects we can do in terms of healthcare sector we can do. And if we go into the if we go into if we go into retail sector, so we can have so distribution, order management and fulfillment. At those areas we can make the RPA, and also for the supply chain collaboration and automation. So at the time of supply chain, we can use the RPA deployment, and we can make the process faster. And contactless payments. So due to that, due to the COVID and all the scenarios, we are having contactless payments. And and also the handling the search in the employee job application. So even the job onboarding employee application, also by using SuccessFactors integration with RPA, we can expedite the onboarding of employee, and all those things we can do. So some of the business values. So if you see some of the business values, what we are going to gain with the help of SAP Intelligent RPAs, improve operations. So what happens? Improve operations means you can remove the manual or tedious tasks which are processing, and mobilize the resource at high value tasks. So you can because the manual tasks and all the tedious jobs, you can deploy RPA, and you can mobilize those capacity or those resources at high value tasks, and allow parallelization and immediate scalability we can do. And also we can prevent long and extensive deployments, we can prevent it. And when you talk about increase service quality, so what happens? Increase in service quality means, so you can reduce. So what happens? You can reduce the human errors. So as you say, just a small example you can take, GRN person is doing a GRN. So he will be doing per day hundreds of GRNs will be there. In certain point of goods receipt, he has to do the partial goods receipt against the PO, but without paying attention, he has entered the full quantity, and it will cause a huge error during the reconciliation time. So those type of human errors and all can be reduced, and improve the user satisfaction by gaining the speed. So what happens? So you can gain the speed, and because bots can work 24/7. So humans will need breaks and all those things, but bot doesn't require. So they will be working 24/7. And you can mobilize the employees for the valuable error handling. So you can mobilize the resources to the handling more business related errors instead of administrative related errors. And increase in complaints. So the next one is increase in complaints. So what happens? Increase in complaints. So it will help you to analyze the capability through documents and audit trails it can do, and also introduce the validations and auto reporting. So not only the task what you are recorded. So as I mentioned in the first only, so RPA will be using AI and machine learning technologies. So with the help of AI and machine learning technologies, you can develop automatic reports and all those things, and reduce in the cycle time. And the other factor where business can gain the knowledge is reduce in cycle time. So what happens? So it will help you to improve the overall process efficiency, and also the process execution time is getting reduced, and also generate immediate savings. So what happens once your administration running cost is reduced, so obviously you will be having immediate, you can generate immediate savings and all those things. And last one is the important factor is the gateway to the artificial intelligence. So what happened? So understand unstructured data. So it will understand the unstructured data with the help of machine learning functionality, and it will also help you to self-heal the bots. So if any bot got any issue or somewhere like that, so it will help you to self-heal with the artificial intelligence and all, and it can introduce a brand new innovation technology and also avoid footprint to the legacy system. It can do it. So that is the business values if you see. And just a small comparison. So how the purchase order is created with the help of RPA in SAP Intelligent RPA, how the purchase order is created. Just a small comparison. So this is the manual. So this is the manual task how you are doing. So what happens? So once all the incoming purchase orders will happen, so you'll receive the tons of purchase orders via mail or via in respective style you will be receiving, line of business wise you will be receiving. And what happens, you need to analyze and you have to extract the content. So you need to understand what information has to be removed, and you need to pull out what are all the data has to be documented and all. You have to see once all the tons of purchase orders which you have received via mail, you will be analyzing and you will be preparing into a document, and then you will enter all those activities into ERP, means into the system. So that is creating the orders continuously. That is a tedious job, and which will help you to create some of the errors due to the frustration of the employees or the customer's point of view, right? But with the help of RPA, the automation process, what happens, you will update and everything in the Excel. So what and all data has been received, you will be updating in the Excel. Then what happens, then what happens, the bot will read the Excel, and the bot will fetch the data from Excel each field wise, and it will update into the system. And it will update in the system at each field level what has to be created and what has to be filled at each what is the customer or what is the vendor, what is the material you are going to use, and how much quantity, what is the from which plant you want to do the delivery and all. So all those things will be updated from Excel sheet. It will be automatically populated. So in this way what happens, so it can help, or you can reduce those tedious job, and you can help the, you can gain the advantage with the help of this particular bot. So just a small demo video. So by using where we can see, so how the material, so just a small demo video I have taken, so where everyone can understand the simple example. So a new material is created, and we want to extend the same material to a new storage location. So in that scenario, how this particular bot will be there, a small demo video, you can see.
In this demo, we will showcase a solution that JKT has developed using automation anywhere in order to manage movement of material across plants. In other words, the process of performing storage location extension has been automated in this use case. The bot, which has been developed by RP team at JKT, reads the material number, plant code from a source file and adds a new storage location to plant and save the record. Let us see how. The bot logged into the SAP using credentials. We then read the material number and the plant code from an Excel sheet, list of the storage location available, and assign the new storage location to the plant and save the record.
Yeah. Yes. So just a small demo videos just to show how the RPA process can be used or leveraged in terms of any business point of view. And if you see, just this is a beginning. So even if if you see now what we have discussed is like intelligent RPA only. So now we are having in the second phase, that is RPA 2.0. Okay. So what happens at each phase wise, if you see the human work and the automation robots and also artificial intelligence, if you see at each phase wise, the number of percentage is getting varied. So in the phase one, you are having 80% of human tasks and just 20% are automation process are happening. And if you see in the phase 2, that is RPA 2.0, if you see, even we are having a 10% of artificial intelligence and 30% we are doing with robot RPS, and remaining 60% is having human efforts. So if like that, if you see, it is just a beginning. So it is not it will not last for years. So like that, the assumption is happening. So nothing like that. So the next game-changing technology in every aspect of industry is RPA bots. So it is just a question of automation getting balanced in your manufacturing or in your business with your RPA. It is just the matter of balancing. So if you see the key takeaways, so if you see what we have what we are understand from the session is, so we have understand like humans are going to co-work with the bots. It is not like bot is going to RP is going to replace your human job. It is not like that. And also we are having two types of bots, that is attended and unattended. And we have understand some of the myths, and we got some of the clarity on what are the myths and what is the people assumption around that, like IT and business has to work together, and automation augments the human. And also some of the tools like desktop agent. So by using desktop agent, you can design attended bots and unattended bots. And with the help of Cloud Factory, you can do the orchestrate and monitor the process automation. With the help of Desktop Studio, you can develop some of the project designs and the specifications and test what you have developed and all. You can do it, right? So if you want to understand or if you want to know more about the RPA functionalities and all, so in OpenSAP is the best platform where SAP is delivering very good content on SAP Intelligent RPA. So you can see, so we are having SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation in a nutshell, and also business process automation in S4HANA SAP Intelligent RPA, and what are the new ways to build bots in Intelligent RPA. And the next one, as I said that, so next level bot building with Intelligent RPA 2.0. As I said, no, so we are in the phase 2 of Intelligent RPA 2.0, and even you can subscribe to the YouTube channel of SAP Intelligent RPA, where every day the business leaders are talking about and giving the demos of the best practice content and all in that way. And if you have any questions or anything, you can post in the chat box. So I can respond back what are all the questions you are having and all. I can respond back. And once again, don't forget to catch up the upcoming sessions, because as I said, now we are in the Intelligent RPA 2.0, and tomorrow we are having a great session by Peter. So he is going to explain more about RPA 2.0, the latest version, and the best practice demos in the Cloud Studio and all. Okay. So thank you very much for your valuable time and support and joining the session and showing your interest. So myself.
Hello, Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome presentation. The feedback from the crowd was great. I have shared here lots of questions in the chat box.
Okay.
I mean, the chat box of the platform, not only on YouTube. You can check, please.
Mm-hmm. So those comments will be there, right? Or it is going to...
Yes, I copied from YouTube channel, then I'm sharing here in the Zoom platform.
Okay, so Vijay has asked, how can we decide whether we can use attended bot or unattended bot RPA? Yeah, so that is really good question. So simple. So attended bot means human intervention is required. It's entirely a business call. So you want to make end-to-end process automation means, yeah, so you should go with unattended mode. So where then the bot will take autonomous of entire business to business process. So totally depend on the business call. So if the business decides they want to have end-to-end automation without manual intervention means, yeah, unattended mode is the suitable. And you want some part of functionalities, as I said, right? So one of the example I have shown you, like PO creation. So those PO creation part only you want to do the bot, and other activities you have to do with manual intervention means, yeah, then you can go with attended mode. So do we have a full Fieldglass SAP IRP package available, or still working is going on from SAP? No, we had a very good developed RPA package is available. And also along with this RPA pack, we are getting a pre-built almost like 120 plus bots are already designed and developed by SAP. So those we can use. So it is a fully developed product only. So not like SAP is still working on it. So every version by version, it is getting developed. So I'm talking 120 plus with RPA first version. So now we are in the RPA 2.0. So the quantity of pre-built bots are more than the things. So Neeraj, SAP RPA is same like UiPath. In which area of SAP security or GRC we can use the same? Yeah, so it is like a little bit like a UiPath only, but not 100% matches with UI. So it is having a little bit of more fun, because UiPath means you will be working only with the what you have given the task. But RPA is like the task what you have given, plus also it will use machine learning technology to enhance and to work with more. Okay, can an individual learn RPA without any prior knowledge of computer like web, etc.? Yeah, so yeah, Nitin, actually that's a good question. So basically I am from logistics background, and I don't have any computer language skills and all, but with the if you are having self-interest, as I said, that's the reason I have kept the last side. So in OpenSAP, we are having very good sessions on RPA and all the things. So you can start learning from them. And even SAP is providing a free trial of RPA Cloud Studio and all. So once you are familiar with the subject knowledge over there, you can explore with the business. You can explore with the business use cases in a trial environment which SAP is providing for free. You can do it. So it's not an issue. So without proper knowledge and all, with the self individual thing, you can do it. Hi, could you please share the deck being presented today? Yeah, so I will be sharing in the LinkedIn, and there you can see, and the same LinkedIn one which I have shared, I will be posting in the comment session below, or even in the description of the video. I will be keeping in the link where you can download, or where you can view this presentation what I have said. Okay, I have done SAP SD ECC. Does RPA will be beneficial to me? Yeah, so as I said, right, so RPA is the next game-changing technology. So most of the requirements or all the things which are happening around is will be there with RPA, because yeah, as being your SD consultant, switching to RPA will be more helpful, because you know how the business works, and even you can design the functionalities in terms of client requirements. You can do it. Yeah, you can do. Can you share some use case automated so far in SAP business process? Already I have shared some of the use cases, right? Like healthcare and retail industries and all. Okay. So is it possible to design bots where we can expect dynamic pop-ups, assumptions in UGI? Yeah, that's what. So that is one of the good questions. So what happens? if you are using third-party solutions, as I said, no, so Automation Anywhere or Blue Prism and also there we are having certain limitations because some of the dynamic pop-ups are there. For example, you have created any data and due to some misplace or date consumption or anything, system has prompted you a warning or error message in a special case. So those type of special cases by using this third-party components will be not monitored, but with the help of SAP RPA, those pop-ups and all those things can be addressed, and it can be dynamic pop-ups and all those things can be done. So that's the reason I said, so it uses AI and machine learning technology. It will be used if you are using SAP RPA. If you are using Worksoft, WorkFusion or Pega or all those things, so you will not have AI or machine learning functionality. So just it will do what you have tasked. But SAP RPA will do what you have tasked, and it will think by its own and it will react by its own. So due to some pop-ups and all. So that's the reason it's AI and machine learning technology is used. Okay. What is the difference between Automation Anywhere and SAP RPA? So Automation Anywhere is an third-party RPA developing bots. SAP RPA means it uses both as AI and machine learning technology plus the recording functionality. So Automation Anywhere is a third-party application. RPA bot is a native SAP solution. So shall we update data to MS Access database using SAP IRPA? So shall we update data to SAP MS Access data? Yeah. So not only MS Access, so even from Outlook also, the SAP RPA bots can be read the data and it can process into the system. So not only MS document things, so even from Outlook or even from any sort. So during the creation time only you can say, so from where you have to fetch the data, whether from Excel or Outlook or Access, so from where you want to do, you can do. So do you have any community where we can discuss issues about IRPA? I have done. Yeah, so I think Vijay, I think you have initially missed the introduction which has been kicked off from JR. So there is an SAP Intelligent RPA community is available. So even the deck has been shared initially. So from there you can discuss. So it's like an learning room. So in SAP Learning Hub, how we are having learning room. So those type of community discussions are going to happen, or even you can participate in that. So it can happen.
Great, Ludwig. Thank you very much to contribute with the SAP community with your knowledge, especially during these times that people are more in home than ever. So thank you very much for this. And I'd like to thank you all attendees. Very good interaction. I really appreciate that. This is a very good environment to discuss, to deal with each other. Please reach out to me if you want to clarify some questions. Also, Ludwig is available in social medias. You can find all social medias from Ludwig there down here in the description of YouTube video. And please feel free to check in this channel. You can see all the schedule for the week. This is everyday presentations in this very time. Okay, you are more than welcome. And tomorrow we'll have Peter Angel and much more during the week. Thank you very much to all attendees. I hope to see you soon during this IRPA event week. Okay, SAP Intelligent Robotic and Process Automation. This is the first event, and I think we are going to do much more events like this. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ludwig.
Yeah.